Okay, so this is pretty big in gaming history since this has never been done on a small scale. It happened to one game, but it wasn't even done by a national or let alone huge governmental agency before. But No Man's Sky is getting hit by the UK's Advertisement Standards Authority and is investigating No Man's Sky after receiving several complaints within the millions about the game's misleading advertisement. A representative from confirmed through Eurogamer said the investigation has begun and is focused on No Man's Sky's pages on Steam, PlayStation Store, and the Xbox One App Store. The ambition is to act on complaints and proactively to take action against misleading, harmful, or offensive advertising. Basically, all the stuff that they promised that was not in the game, and all the screen captures and video of gigantic space battles, dinosaurs, and this and this. And this is pretty big just for the simple fact that not just one country, but an entire, well, national thing, the entire UK is going after this. From what I've heard, it was because of a Reddit that was started, and it was pinpointing like in the hundreds of things that they were basically either misleading or completely false about the game that they were showing off, and they have up on the Steam page and all over PlayStation and Xbox to promote the game and to get you to buy it. That is just completely false at this point after the game has came out. And I mean it's not going to hit their wallet, since, as everybody knows, when it comes to games, it's the first 2 weeks that really make all their money and make bank for them. And there's not going to be any big legal ramifications, but it's huge that a entire government organization is going after them. What are your guys' thoughts about this?
My thoughts on this is we've here in the United States have already gone through this. So people have gotten their money back through Steam, through Xbox, or not Xbox, through PlayStation. But I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things I don't have a whole lot to comment on because I did not play the game. I don't have. It's not that I never had intentions of playing it. I'm just not going to buy a PlayStation 4 for one game, and I don't have a gaming computer strong enough to handle it. So, I never personally saw anything on No Man's Sky, like what it was supposed to be, or anything else, so I cannot say one way or the other whether or not these accusations should be followed through the way they are doing it, this, that, or the other. I don't know. It's all just like one big mess right now. It's horrible that it has to happen, but if that's where people are taking this now, then I guess we get to live with it.
I was kind of talking to Zach a little bit about it because he plays PS4 way more than I do. And I know that he had made the statement that a lot of his coworkers had said that they didn't like it. And, we kind of made a really good, point in our discussion is that, a lot of people went into this and they're like, oh my God, it's going to be like Star Wars. And, we're going to be able to have space combats and steal people's land like we did with the Indians and all this other stuff. And, it's not like that. It's not a combat game. Right now, it's just strictly discovery. It's basically like playing Minecraft on peaceful. There's no enemies. You're just going around exploring things that you haven't seen before. And I think that pissed a lot of people off because they're everybody, and this, I'm just making a general statement, people in general are impatient. They want instant gratification. That's just the world that we live in now, with Facebook, Instagram, we want all of the stuff that we want, and we want it right now. And so for people that don't want to wait for something like that, I can see where, they would be like, oh my God, I want my money back. This isn't worth it. I can see that being a thing. I feel that they will live up to what they're going to say, but it may not be for 2, maybe 3 years. depending on what their outlook is for the game itself, you know, it may take a long time to develop, you know, what they're wanting to put into the game to make sure that it's up to their standard of perfection. Like, but with it being in the UK, you know, their standards are set a little different. Obviously, they have different mindsets about, you know, what they want. What I want to know is, did they advertise it different in the UK than they did in the States? Because a lot of times that will happen, and that will lead to like investigations from like their
I don't know about PlayStation, but I know the one major one they're going after is Steam, and Steam's the same for all countries that run the Steam app. So, you know, it was showing things that they talked about during the development that just aren't in the game, and that's one of their major points.
Yeah.
I don't know about the PlayStation Store, though. Like, it could be totally different there. But I don't have my PS4 yet, so I don't have a clue on that one.
Yeah, okay. Because I know that, like, I've got a lot of friends in the UK, and, you know, it wouldn't be the first time that, like, something here has been, you know, like, here they can basically say, okay, look, it's coming, and then we'll be like, okay, but it better show up. And then in the UK, they're like, no, you need to give it to us now. And, you know, it's the same way here. You know, there's some things in the UK that they're, like, really chill about, and Americans get, like, all butthurt and pissed off about. You know, it goes both ways, but I guess I think it seems really weird that it's, like, in the UK, but nothing like that happened here. Like, there's no investigation launched in the States.
Doesn't really surprise me, though. I mean, hell, the FDA won't even make a company say their meat isn't meat unless 60% of it isn't meat. Taco Bell, but God, I'll still eat it. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really shock me here in the United States. There's so many lobbyists and this and that shit.
Yeah. So
I think we might have went a little overboard with this lava, Michelle.
There's never such a thing as too much lava. Sorry, we're playing Minecraft.
You know, I kind of just step back and I look at the investigation and things of that nature. I mean, I think had it not been in the media so much and so much stink being blown out about it, it would have blown over, kind of like Duke Nukem Forever, and its total bust after years and years and years of wanting it and waiting for it to happen. And then finally delivering and realizing, oh, the audience that wanted it so bad has grown up and grown out of these jokes and grown out of all this other bullshit. You know, where when it came out, we were all like, oh, it's a flop, it sucks, it's awful, we're done with it. But, you know, we look at this and we go, oh, this, you know, it's going to be so good and so great. And then, of course, you get people that are on Reddit or Tumblr or whichever fucking video or image board or whatever the fuck it is, and they want to blow it out of proportion. These are the same mouth breathers that are talking about that Hambo Rob Roy fucking gorilla motherfucker that is blowing him out of goddamn proportion, but don't mention goddamn King Kong, who got shot down for just wanting to have a date with a human, but that's none of my fucking business. But no,
Hambone. I'm sorry.
I refuse to call that goddamn motherfucker his real name. But anyway,
that's because nobody knew what his name was until they shot it.
I know, and like people wouldn't even give a shit about it. Like this shit happens all the time in Africa. I know we're getting off on a tangent here, but stuff like that happens all the time in Africa. And the only reason people here give a damn about it is because the gorilla had a fucking name. Like, you really want to care? Go be an activist somewhere else.
And you know what's funny as hell today? There was a video out of a gorilla breaking out of its pen and like trying to get at people. And there was no thing of, oh, let's just tranquilize it. People were like, shoot the shit out of this thing.
Yeah. People get, like, ass hurt about the dumbest shit.
Really, though.
I don't know. That fucking gorilla shit made me so pissed off. Oh,
sorry, but Hambone.
Awesome. Thank you, Lakanakis, for another great one.
Just the simple fact that it's those same mouth breathers, though, that populate that site and make that site even fucking really run and work and go, that are really pushing this issue and making it an issue where, you know, a national organization has to actually step in, look into it, and say, oh, what's going on? Oh, what's the problem? Oh, oh, let's go ahead and invade this small development company and keep them from actually getting on to the next fucking game or updating the game to a point where we might actually be interested in coming back to it. All you're doing is hindering their job and making it difficult for them to continue on with their careers in game development and design by being a whiny little fucking cuntbag. Shut your fucking mouth. Don't play the game if you don't like it. Sit down, take a fucking number, and chill the fuck out. I'm over it.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Seriously, though.
I'm so done with No Man's Sky topics. Hopefully this will be the last piece of news that ever comes out about this game. But a little tidbit before we move on. I've heard that the lead guy of the company basically stepped down, or more like said, fuck it, I'm out, and took his bundles of money and split the country. But
Yeah.
I think, yeah, because there's like all the hate and everything going on. He's like, fuck this, I'm out.
Think of it from his perspective, though. When they postponed this game, because I think it was originally supposed to come out in June or July, they received like physical death threats if they did not come out with this game. And so they were like, all right, fine, we'll come out with the game. And now people are shitty because it's not what they wanted it to be, but they're the same fucking people that threatened to like go shoot up their houses and their family members if they didn't release the game. So,
Yep.
I mean, pick which side of the hypocrisy fence you're going to be on. And fucking stay there, please.
Good point. I think we'll end it.